Good morning. We have some fun tire stuff happening today, and if you couldn't guess, Nokian is involved. This Jeep has had tires that need some work. So on the back here, on the spare tire, on the original Moab wheel, we have the original spare tire, I believe. It is 245 75 16. The build code 1505. That means the 15th week of 2005. This tire is almost 20 years old, and as you can tell, does not look very good or usable. So we are going to get that taken care of. Now, obviously this is not still on the original tires. This Jeep has 180 something thousand miles, so it's been through some tires, I'm sure. What is currently on it is two 65 75 R16s. They're about, I think, 32s or so, and look at that tread or lack thereof. Like, it's not dangerously low, but it is like far beyond the typical capability of what you would say an all-terrain tire is. It's missing a lot of tread, some grip. These are Nokians from days past. They no longer make this tire. It is the Rotiva all-terrain. So pretty cool, rugged for all weather. So at, when they were new, pretty decent for all-terrain, pretty good for snow. They're triple peak rated, all the typical Nokian things. That's awesome. I'm sure they were great, but they are past their prime. I have been on some trails recently and they were fine. I aired down to about 18 psi or so, and it was really not bad. The rough ride came from my horrible suspension. That's something I need to really remedy at some point, and I'll just keep saying I will until I actually do it. We have some new tires coming on the Jeep, and I'm going to talk about why I chose them, what the sizing is, because they are different than what's coming off the Jeep, and what considerations you might need to know about tires in general. I'm super excited to get some new rubber on this thing and figure out what in the world pizza cutters are. What? Now I'm hungry. All right, got all the tires loaded up. They all fit. This is why I bought the LJ, not the short wheelbase. And we'll see how much it costs. Discount tire quoted like 130, whereas Les Schwab was like 200. I don't know. 130's not bad. I don't know what's normal, but it had to be done. So I told them to discard all of these, but I'm keeping this as a keepsake because it's OEM, I guess.
And
has never, like, it's still got the little wear stuff. It's crazy. You're supposed to rotate through all 5 tires, I think.
That's what I do on my van.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. In case, one blows and you're like, oh, well, I have another one that's not completely unworn yet. So, yeah, because look how much tread difference would be. Like, I wonder how much taller these tires were when they first were new, because we're down to, yeah, it's not looking good.
No, it's time. It's time.
They are finished, and the spare just barely fits on the back below this white thing. So that's officially the biggest I can go with that. Looks great. They left some grease there. It's nice. I'll have to clean that up. And they are skinny.
They are a little skinny.
That's awesome. Looks awesome. All right, out on the road where the opinions matter.
Yes.
I've got my brother Evan here. He's in town from Missouri, and he's also helping me review these tires. So I'm on a road. I'm not out in the trails. I'm not in the mountains right now. But granted, most people with how they drive, this is how they'd be experienced. And this is actually what I was most concerned about. Not really concerned, but just like, these tires are pizza cutters, as they call them. So skinny boys, less contact patch, which typically means a bit less noise, a bit less rolling resistance, or more rolling, less rolling resistance. So
I am hearing a lot of road noise, but it could be the fact you don't have doors.
No door. So this is a loud vehicle, but we're not hearing the really loud sound of like mud terrain tires.
Yeah.
Like you would hear on something that's really hardcore tires. I didn't want that. I went with the Nokian Outpost nAT. Honda Prologue, nice. That's Honda's only EV. I'd be curious to see how those tires do on that car. I went with the Nokian Outpost all-terrain because I do want to do all-terrain. I had Nokian all-terrain on this before, but they were pretty much shot, as you saw in the previous clips. And so it's nice to finally get something with some real tread. I did take the old Nokians off-road on some crazy trails, and they did fine.
Yeah, you did well. I remember you telling me that.
So this is the all-terrain tire. There's also the all-purpose terrain tire, which is probably a good idea if you are, not even going off-road much at all. Like maybe you have a crossover, you want something that can do the occasional fire road or access trail or whatever, but you don't want to maybe do some hardcore all-terrain stuff. They have an option for that as well, which is even probably more quiet and even more maybe efficient. This is kind of a blend. So I do get the all-terrain capability, but I also get the on-road characteristics that are nice. Now, one of my concerns before I got these tires were, okay, they are pizza cutters, which I'm excited about, but they are load range E, which there's various ways how you measure load range rating and all that. Most people's fear with Jeeps, small Jeeps, are that if you have a tire that's like a really strong load range rating, like typically a tire that you'd see on a box truck or something, it's made to carry heavy weight. And so if you put a lightweight vehicle on that tire, it's actually going to be too bumpy, too stiff.
Oh, yeah.
I was afraid of that, but this is the LJ, the long Jeep, slightly heavier than the short wheelbase Jeep, has the big engine, like it is a bit heavier. These feel fine, like completely fine. I don't think I would even notice a load range C versus load range E tire on this. Maybe part of that's the suspension, but if my rough suspension is handling these load range E tires just fine, then even softer suspension will do even better. So my concern is erased. After driving these around for a bit, I've probably done 100 miles or so far. I wanted to get this first impressions video out initially, and then I'll be doing more videos with these tires actually off-road. You'll notice in this video I'm not airing down, but that is one unique thing about this pizza cutters, is having a narrow contact patch, which helps in the snow. These are triple peak rated tires, so I'll be doing videos of these in the snow. Narrow tires are great in the snow. But if you go off-road, you actually do want some more contact patch typically. And so when you air down, the narrow contact patch actually becomes a bit wider. So it's kind of, in my head, like this incredible, awesome, win-win-win, almost Swiss Army knife tire. And I'm excited so far. I mean, you've ridden this Jeep before.
The ride is a million times better.
Which is really interesting.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
And it kind of goes to show that, like, you don't have to get a whole suspension if you want to have a better ride. Like, a lot of times if you get the right tire, it'll help a lot. Like, my wife and I have a RAV4, and it had like kind of not great tires on it after a while, and we put new tires on it that were like good for the area we live in, and it's been riding super nice.
Right. So tires are such a huge factor, and I do think not enough people care about them. Everyone's obsessed with, here's the wheels I want to get, the suspension.
I mean, like all-wheel drive versus front-wheel drive, and,
right? And
tires really make a huge difference.
I'm the advocate for snow tires in the winter on rear-wheel drive. I think that's absolute blast, and people think I'm crazy, but it is, once again, all about the tires. I have Nokian Hakkapeliitta R5s on the Miata in the winter. Unstoppable.
I love telling my friends that my brother has a rear-wheel drive Miata and lives in Colorado, and they
think I'm
are
crazy.
so dumbfounded.
What's funny is a lot of people think I bought this as the winter car. Dude, doors off, summer. This is my summer car.
Yeah.
Actually, both cars do both.
Yeah, you have two summer cars that can do driving in the winter.
And I have two winter cars. So now I need a fall car.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's a quick on-road review, which is funny because we just took a Jeep on streets to the grocery store, which is sadly how most people drive Jeeps.
Yes.
I do that, but I also go do fun things off-road. Those will be future videos. I just wanted to get an initial first impressions. Here's what I did. Switch the tires out. These tires look cool. I'm already getting compliments because people are like, wow, they're narrow. And narrow is typically associated with like old-fashioned, and this Jeep is kind of old-fashioned. For those who are like, wait, I thought there was an Outpost AT before this nAT. That's true. This is the successor to the AT. And I even have notes here on what they changed. So the shoulder area of the tire has been improved, an improved square profile with modified supports between the blocks. So that means better.
Yeah, explain that, please.
Right. Maybe I needed to like have some Nokian people on a podcast and be like, explain your tires. I know they're great, but like, how? So, big shout out to Nokian for sending these over. I got a set of 5 because the original owner who put the last Nokians on this Jeep, they didn't do a 5th tire. So they were still running the original spare tire from 2005.
Oh my gosh.
Which is honestly actually dangerous. The proper...
Yeah, because tires can expire, right?
Yes, that is, well, some dry rot, like that is bad. So you, you don't want to be in a situation where you have to use your spare tire and then you can't use it. So
Burns to dust immediately.
Proper way is to have 5 tires, and when you rotate your tires, you actually rotate all 5 instead of 4. So, like I said, lots of videos to come. Hopefully Evan can come back out here sometime. We'll actually hit some trails.
Oh yeah.
We got to get him out of Colorado as much as possible. You come out here for work all the time, but
yeah,
we got to squeeze in some trails. So,
oh yeah.
Thanks y'all for watching. We'll catch you on another video here on Roads Optional with my lovely Jeep. Tires are great, but lots more mods down the road. I don't know how far down the road. This was a big step for me, so let's start with the tires, but suspension has to be soon because this suspension sucks ass. Technical term. Peace.